Right now, inside your body, a war is raging that you cannot see, hear, or feel happening. Your immune system, designed to protect you, has turned its weapons against your own healthy tissues and cells. This is inflammation, and for millions of people worldwide, it has become a relentless enemy that never retreats. The truth is, chronic inflammation is silently destroying bodies from the inside out, one cell at a time. It's been called the invisible epidemic, the root cause of nearly every major disease we face today. What if the pain you feel, the exhaustion that haunts you, isn't separate problems, but symptoms of one underlying fire? Inside the microscopic landscape of your body, immune cells that should be guardians have become confused attackers instead. They're releasing chemical signals called cytokines, inflammatory molecules that spread through your bloodstream like wildfire through a forest. Have you ever wondered why your joints ache in the morning? Why your energy disappears by afternoon without explanation? These aren't just signs of aging or stress. They're your body sending urgent distress signals you've learned to ignore. Inflammation is supposed to be your body's emergency response team, arriving quickly to heal injuries and fight off invaders. When you cut your finger, immune cells rush to the site, causing redness, heat, and swelling to begin the repair. This acute inflammation is beautiful, precise, and temporary, a perfect example of your body's innate wisdom at work. But chronic inflammation is different. It's like an alarm that never stops ringing, even when there's no emergency anymore. Your immune system stays activated for months, years, or even decades, continuously releasing inflammatory chemicals into your bloodstream and tissues. Think of your body as a city where the fire department never goes home, constantly spraying water everywhere unnecessarily. The collateral damage is catastrophic, affecting your heart, brain, joints, gut, and every organ system you depend on daily. Scientists now understand that chronic inflammation is the common thread linking heart disease, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, and autoimmune conditions together. It's not just one disease, it's the underlying mechanism that makes your body vulnerable to countless others simultaneously. Inside your arteries, inflammatory cells are attacking the vessel walls, creating dangerous plaques that could trigger a heart attack. In your brain, inflammation is damaging neurons and disrupting the delicate balance of neurotransmitters that control your mood and memory. Your gut lining, meant to be a selective barrier, becomes permeable under constant inflammatory assault, leaking toxins into your bloodstream. This is called leaky gut, and it creates a vicious cycle where inflammation triggers more inflammation endlessly. So what causes this ancient protective system to malfunction so catastrophically in modern bodies like yours and mine? The answer lies in the profound mismatch between our evolutionary biology and the world we've created around ourselves today. Our immune systems evolved over millions of years to handle infections, injuries, and occasional threats from the natural environment. But in the past century, we've introduced thousands of new chemicals, processed foods, chronic stress, and sedentary lifestyles overnight. Your body doesn't recognize these modern inputs. It perceives them as threats and launches an inflammatory response to protect you. The problem is, these threats never go away. They're in every meal, every breath, every moment of your day. Processed foods filled with refined sugars and industrial seed oils trigger inflammatory pathways in your cells with every single bite. When you eat a meal high in sugar, your blood glucose spikes dramatically, causing oxidative stress throughout your entire system. Your pancreas releases insulin to handle the glucose, but over time, your cells become resistant, requiring more and more insulin. This insulin resistance creates a state of metabolic inflammation that affects every organ, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes. Meanwhile, the trans fats and omega-6 fatty acids in processed foods are being incorporated into your cell membranes right now. These damaged membranes can't function properly. They become stiff, leaky, and unable to communicate effectively with neighboring cells around them. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your intestines, plays a crucial role in regulating inflammation throughout your body. When you eat processed foods lacking fiber, you're starving the beneficial bacteria that produce anti-inflammatory compounds for your protection. The harmful bacteria multiply instead, releasing toxins that trigger immune responses and damage your intestinal lining from the inside out. Chronic stress is another powerful trigger, releasing cortisol and adrenaline that were meant for short-term survival situations only. But when stress becomes constant, these hormones keep your immune system on high alert, priming it for inflammatory responses continuously. Your body can't distinguish between the stress of running from a predator and the stress of traffic, deadlines, or finances. Sleep deprivation amplifies inflammation dramatically because your brain's waste-clearing system only operates effectively during deep sleep stages. When you consistently sleep less than 7 hours, inflammatory markers in your blood rise significantly, increasing disease risk substantially. Lack of movement is equally damaging, because physical activity is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory signals your body knows. When you sit for hours every day, your muscles stop producing myokines, protective proteins that actively suppress inflammatory pathways system-wide. Environmental toxins from air pollution, plastics, pesticides, and household chemicals are constantly triggering low-grade inflammation in your tissues. Your liver works tirelessly to detoxify these substances, but when the burden becomes too great, inflammation spreads as a distress signal. Can you see how all these factors, diet, stress, sleep, movement, and toxins, create a perfect storm of chronic inflammation? Here's what science shows us. Inflammation isn't just causing symptoms, it's actively accelerating the aging process in every cell. Researchers have discovered that people with high inflammatory markers have shorter telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that determine cellular lifespan. Inflammation also activates genes associated with aging while silencing genes that promote cellular repair and regeneration throughout your entire body. In your brain, chronic inflammation contributes to the buildup of beta-amyloid plaques and tau tangles characteristic of Alzheimer's disease. Inflammatory molecules cross the blood-brain barrier, damaging neurons and disrupting the production of crucial neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine constantly. This is why depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline are so strongly linked to inflammatory conditions throughout the body's interconnected systems. In your joints, inflammatory cytokines break down cartilage faster than your body can rebuild it, leading to osteoarthritis and chronic pain. Your immune cells actually start attacking the synovial membrane, the tissue that cushions your joints, mistaking it for a foreign invader. The pain you feel isn't just physical damage. It's your nerves becoming hypersensitized by inflammatory signals, amplifying every sensation dramatically. Inflammation even affects your ability to lose weight, because it disrupts the hormones leptin and ghrelin that regulate hunger and fullness. When inflammatory cytokines interfere with leptin signaling, your brain never receives the message that you're satisfied, driving constant overeating patterns. Your fat tissue itself becomes inflamed, especially visceral fat around your organs, which actively secretes inflammatory molecules into your bloodstream continuously. This creates a vicious cycle where inflammation causes weight gain, and excess weight causes more inflammation in an endless loop. But here's the profound truth that changes everything. Your body still remembers how to heal itself when given the right conditions. Every cell in your body is replaced over time. Your skin renews every few weeks. Your liver regenerates completely in months. Even your brain can form new neural connections throughout your entire life, a process called neuroplasticity that inflammation suppresses but doesn't destroy. What if you could interrupt the inflammatory cascade and give your body the chance to remember its original blueprint for health? The most powerful anti-inflammatory intervention you have is sitting at the end of your fork with every meal you choose. Whole, unprocessed foods are rich in polyphenols, compounds that directly inhibit inflammatory pathways at the cellular level throughout your body. Berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts, and olive oil contain molecules that turn off inflammatory genes while activating protective ones. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish and flax seeds are incorporated into cell membranes, making them more flexible and less prone to inflammation. These healthy fats are converted into specialized pro-resolving mediators, molecules that actively resolve inflammation and promote tissue healing naturally. Fiber from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, which produce short-chain fatty acids that powerfully suppress inflammation. When you eat a colorful, plant-rich diet, you're literally changing the chemical signals your cells send to each other every moment. Movement is medicine. Even 20 minutes of moderate exercise triggers the release of anti-inflammatory myokines from your contracting muscles immediately. Regular physical activity reduces inflammatory markers by up to 50%, while simultaneously improving insulin sensitivity and metabolic health dramatically. Sleep is when your body performs its deepest healing work, clearing inflammatory waste products and repairing damaged tissues throughout the night. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night gives your immune system the reset it desperately needs to function properly. Stress management through meditation, deep breathing, or time in nature directly lowers cortisol and reduces inflammatory cytokine production in real time. Studies show that just 10 minutes of mindful breathing can decrease inflammatory markers measurably, proving your mind has power over your biology. Reducing exposure to environmental toxins by choosing organic foods, filtering water, and using natural household products lightens your body's detoxification burden significantly. Even small changes, like using glass instead of plastic or opening windows for fresh air, reduce your daily inflammatory load measurably. Intermittent fasting gives your digestive system a break, allowing your body to focus energy on cellular repair and autophagy, recycling damaged components. When you're not constantly digesting, inflammation naturally decreases as your body shifts from growth mode to maintenance and healing mode. Social connection and meaningful relationships are surprisingly powerful anti-inflammatory factors, because loneliness triggers stress responses that promote inflammation chronically. Spending time with loved ones, volunteering, or simply having a sense of purpose reduces inflammatory markers as effectively as many medications. Your body is not broken. It's responding perfectly to the signals you're giving it through your lifestyle choices every single day. When you change those signals, when you nourish instead of inflame, your body responds with remarkable speed and intelligence. People who adopt anti-inflammatory lifestyles report improvements in energy, pain, mood, and cognitive function within just weeks of making changes. Inflammatory markers in blood tests often normalize within months, and the risk of chronic diseases decreases substantially over time with consistency. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Small, daily choices that accumulate into profound transformation over weeks and months. What would it mean to you to wake up without pain, to think clearly, to feel truly alive in your body again? The inflammation epidemic is real, but so is your power to interrupt it and reclaim your health one choice at a time. Your body is waiting for the signal to heal, for the inflammation to quiet, for the opportunity to return to balance. Every meal is a chance to send that signal. Every movement, every moment of rest, every deep breath you take consciously. You don't have to accept chronic inflammation as inevitable, as just part of aging or genetics or bad luck beyond your control. Science has given us the roadmap, and your body holds the innate wisdom to follow it when you remove the obstacles. Talk to your healthcare provider about testing inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein to understand your current baseline and track your progress. Consider working with a functional medicine practitioner who can help you identify your specific inflammatory triggers and create a personalized healing plan. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination, and every step you take toward reducing inflammation is a gift to your future self. Your body has carried you this far, fighting inflammation the best way it knows how, and now you can support it wisely. The power to quiet the fire inside you has been there all along, waiting in every choice you make today and tomorrow.